now. I just click the button, and once it loads on YouTube, we'll be good there. So, like I said, today we're going to be talking about Gemini and basically what they did. And they've been teasing this for a while. I don't know why it took so long. Like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Gmail, all of that is now going to get integrated Gemini features. So what do I mean like that by that? So for instance, Gmail, you have an email thread, right? You're going to be able to summarize that thread. You go into Docs, you're going to have text generators like, chatbot, grammar checkers, all of that. You go into Slides, you can have all different features for creating elements and doing all different stuff in Slides, and so on and so forth. There's a million different features that they're working on. Some are already released. What the news is today is that they're finally starting to integrate some of those features. So, Sam, I got a little interesting tidbit. I don't know, tidbit. I don't think I even used that right. But we use Google, like the Google Suite, right now in school. So I would be interested to see, like, how that's gonna apply in schools, right? If there's a chat, if there's like chat grammar checker or text or like it could write text for you in Google Docs. Like, how is that gonna apply to schools? Are they gonna be able to turn that off in schools? That's a big question. What do you think about that, Sam? Sam, can you hear me? I don't know. We might have had technical difficulties again. I don't think Sam can hear me. Sam can hear me. I just don't think we can hear Sam. Don't really
Hello,
know
can you hear me now?
Yes, you're echoing
Sorry.
on Discord, so you gotta turn that off. Just turn me off, or turn me off. Yeah, I think you just. I don't know. But you'll
What?
figure it
I'm
out.
confused.
Yeah, because I hear you twice. But I'll just mute my my Twitter. So continue.
So it's really interesting because we haven't dealt with this before. But I think it's a great thing. But schools are gonna have a lot of trouble with this. I think Google is gonna have to, or is gonna be forced to add an option to turn this off, like with an organization thingy.
Yes, you're right there. Yeah, I feel like the Google is very good at having allowing schools to turn off features. Now, why this is unique? Schools have already started implementing AI into their things. Our schools have. I don't know about yours. But what's different here is those are new programs that they've been bringing in, right? This is the first one where it's like they've been using this program forever, and now they're just slapping a ton of AI stuff into it. That really hasn't been affected before. I mean, maybe Canva, but I mean, Canva's just slight image editing tools. That's what it's meant to do. Edit images, now it does it better. The difference here is, like, Google Docs was never meant to write for you. It was just supposed to give you a place to write. Now it's not just giving you a place to write, it's also writing for you, which is different because Canva was always for editing images, and now it has more tools to help you edit image. So it's a little different there. Now this is the first time it's just like throwing it all on the schools, and like, they now have to handle and figure out what features they want enabled, what they don't. So that's what we're going to be looking to see what happens in schools. Now, some of you know I'm moving, and I'm pretty sure when I move that the school I'm going to doesn't use the Google Suite. It uses Microsoft. So I'm going to be learning some new things here. I like Excel, though. I like all those programs, Word, Excel. So I'm going to have some diversified knowledge with those programs. So it will be interesting to explore. But yeah, so we'll see. All right, so I know we had some comments on Discord from one of our favorite. That's not even. I don't even know why I said favorite. Users in our Discord server. So let's take a look here. So I'm just reading through this because a lot of this I don't even know if it's relevant. I think. Okay, so basically, yeah. Just that all these Google Docs and all of that, it's all online, right? So it's connected to the internet. All these updates are kind of like forced onto you, right? You can't really choose unless they're probably doing organizational things where you can turn them off. We're not talking about that. I'm just saying the normal user, probably it gets thrown onto you, right? You're not, it's a website. It updates automatically. It updates, if you click refresh, boom, you have the latest version, right? So there's no update, there's no choice there. You just get it. Whereas if you had programs on your computer, right? You bought the, say, Microsoft Suite, right? Which I don't even know if you can do anymore, to be honest. I think you have to use their subscription. But say you used to be able to just buy it. If you just bought it, you had it, and that was the version you had. And if you didn't want an update, you didn't need to have it, you didn't need to pay for it. So that version was always there. But now with all this online software like Docs, you don't have those old versions. You just have the newest, even if you don't want it. I believe that's what Devonsoft, the user in our Discord server, is saying. He can correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I do see that. I see that point, and I think it's true, right? It would be nice if we could go back in versions to older versions of Docs if we didn't need the latest features. But I think it's almost, I take it from the perspective of this is where everyone's moving, and we just gotta adapt. When a lot of people, I think back, say in the 1990s when computers were really like coming into houses and being real popularized. Like everyone was getting a computer. There was a computer in a lot of different households, not just in offices, and that was really making a big shift. A lot of people probably said, I don't want to do it this way. I want to use a typewriter. I want to write by hand. I want to go to the library and use the books. I don't want to use this new stuff. I don't need to, right? Well, guess what? They didn't need to at the time. But now they're probably sorry if they didn't do it then, because now we have a lot more advanced programs. It's very hard to learn now if you didn't even learn back then, right? So not hard to learn, but I mean people to adapt, right? If they didn't adapt then, it's harder to adapt now. So I think almost this switch, while it might be annoying that now we're kind of like forced into the switch, I think it's important because you have to stay with the latest stuff. You can't stay in the past. So that's really where I take it perspective-wise. But you do bring up a great point, Devonsoft, that it's annoying that we couldn't go back and use an older version, which is right. All right, I've still been trying to switch the title on Twitch, but I haven't figured it out. All right, I think I just did it. Now I gotta figure out how to do it on Kick, too. But yeah, it's weird. It still has yesterday's title, because, like, you don't, oh, no, I gotta edit it. Hold on. Okay.
You got this, Andrew.
I know. I'm real good, Sam. All right. I fixed it on both of them. Good. So, kind of, let's roll that intro, and then we'll go into the other stuff, because we do have a bunch to talk about. Just one of them is a weird, just weird. Like, I think this is a weird way of using AI. I haven't really looked into it. I just saw the title and I was like, that's weird. But we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna have a first look, all of us together. So let's switch over to that intro. All right, so yeah, I mean, if you want to hear what we said in those 10 seconds, come over to Discord.
It was really important,
And Twitter. It was really important. So, but YouTube and Twitch and Kick, they don't get enough. So. All right, yeah, so let's jump into the tech history, and then I'll get into the article I want to talk about, because it's quite something. Let's put it that way. On this day in 1998, Windows 98 was released. Oh, you see that correlation there? 1998,
yeah,
Windows 98.
I
think Devonsoft is still on Windows 98, but I couldn't. If yeah, maybe 95. Who knows? No, I think he mains Windows 7. That he yaps about it all the time. Yeah, but I think he installed Windows 8 to be funny one day. I think he sent a screenshot, but yes, he's on Windows 7. Or that's what he uses most of the time. All right, so, yeah, he sent a picture. All right, so that's the tech history. Now let's talk about this, what I wanted to say. So I saw this right before going live, and I was like, we have to talk about this. Let me bring it up so I can share my screen. That's a reason to be, we were just talking about a reason to be on Twitter and X. This is a reason to be on YouTube, because now you can see my screen and what I'm showing.
Whoa.
I know, wild. This is wild technology, guys. All right, so This right here, Toys R Us unleashes AI-powered Jeffrey. Toys R Us has released the first brand commercial created using OpenAI's text-to-video model Sora. This marks a significant advancement in the use of generative AI in commercial advertising. Okay, so let's start here. Oh god, that's scary. I'm watching it. This is kind of scary. I gotta admit. All right, we'll dive into.
Toys
I
R Us?
don't want to play that. Okay, I don't want to play it yet. We'll do it. We'll play it. We'll see it in a second. Okay. So I just read that part. Toys R Us unleashes AI-powered Jeffrey before we went live. That right there was like, okay, this could go in a million directions, and I hope it's not like bad. Like I hope they don't do it bad because that could traumatize children. But no, commercial. All right, this is actually really fascinating to me because we've been talking about this for a while, right? Having Sora in Hollywood, but commercials from big companies like Toys R Us is big too. So we really want to dive into this. I saw a notification, I'm pretty sure, from Devonsoft. We're not going to get into that. He's like the anti-AI, and I like it. I like it because I like different perspectives. I'm a big guy for having basically a positive and negative on every show because you can't just look at one viewpoint. I mean, we're always, you know us, we're always going to be pretty pro AI. So it's nice to have someone, at least maybe they're not on the stream, but just giving input on the other side, just to look at both sides. So I like that. All right, let's dive into this commercial and see what we think. I think I'm going to have to turn off the audio just because it's probably copyright, but the video's fine. And the audio, we don't care about the audio. I don't know. Oh, I'm still listening to it. I don't know if that is AI or not, but that's not even important. All right, so we saw a house. Now we see a person. We see a few people. The hands are good. This is all AI, by the way, from what I know. But yeah, so what's interesting, oh, he's sleeping, okay. What's interesting is that his hands look human, because a lot of the time that is not right. A lot of the times AI gets it wrong. If you had me guess if something was wrong with this, I would definitely say it was AI. Just because it looks it. To be honest, I can tell. Just from the person, just from that kid. I feel like the rest, I probably couldn't tell, but it's just like he looks almost AI generated. Also, it's like slow motion. Like he's almost like slow motion, which I think you see on a lot of Sora videos. So, okay. So it was really just a kid walking through a bunch of toys, and he gets a toy. I just want to watch the start again. So it's a bicycle shop, and then there's a guy with a bicycle, but and then just a kid in the bicycle shop with Jeffrey. All right, I'm just reading through this to make sure all of it's AI created using first. Yeah, I think it's all AI, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. So first, actually, I want to hear your thoughts, Sam.
I think it's great that companies are using AI. I mean, of course, it takes away from jobs. Like they wouldn't pay someone to do this, but they make it so much faster. Like, and it looks like good for AI. I think it's great.
Okay.
I think it's really good.
Interesting. So going off of that, starting with the jobs part, yes, that is a big argument we'll see with AI. But there's also been a lot of counter arguments that we've seen. One being, I think this was by Jensen Huang, CEO and founder of NVIDIA. He said, I've never seen a company whose earnings increased, they're making more money, and then laid off people. Meaning they're making more money. He's never seen a company make more money and then lay off people, saying that AI is going to help them make more money. If they were making more money, why would they lay off people? That's the theory. Interesting. I'm not going to dive into it too much because we could go on and on about why that's right and wrong. I think his point is, while they're making more money and those initial jobs from making that commercial might not be, might not be there anymore because now they're using AI, it might open up other opportunities, and they're making more money, which means they could pay, people more for jobs and hire more people just for other things. So interesting perspective. We could dive into that more another day, but that's what he laid out. So just to address the jobs claim, but yes, it is an issue. They will have to figure out something, but I think that is one perspective that could happen. then, commercial quality wise, just like diving into it, I mean, just to talk about it, I mean, it does look like really good, just quality wise. I think just the human aspect is a little, you can just, I feel like I noticed something's up with it. Just this kid, I feel like it's like slow motion almost.
I don't think it's the kid. I don't know how to describe it, but you can just tell when something's
There's just a
AI. I don't know
lot.
what makes it AI,
It
but you
just,
can
yeah,
tell.
you could just. I know sometimes I can't, but this I can. It's almost. I think this might be it. And I think this also goes into why I'm horrible at art, and why I've noticed this before. Because you
That's
need
great.
to make the art types align. They have to be the same style. Everything needs to match style-wise most of the time to make it like cohesive. Like when I've done artwork or like hatch games. Let's go on a hatch games, right? Or scratch, sorry for all you people. If you take in two different types of clip art or you draw one thing and then take in clip art, you can always almost notice even if you make sure the background's all gone and everything because they're different art styles. I think to that point, like look at this image right here, and then look at this trumpet. They are much more simplistic than something like this train, or or this car, where like this right here, this horn, I guess, this trumpet, and then whatever this is a very different, like more simple art style than this car and that train, which I think almost gives it a look that like it's not always matching up. So that might be it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, this, I don't think that it would apply here. I don't know. There's just a look here. So I think I would notice it if I didn't know, right? Which goes into why it's still, I mean, it's, it's so new. It's incredible that this technology, Sora, has only been out, for a few months? Yeah, I think like a few months. A few months ago we started talking about Sora. So yes, actually, I could probably, if I think about it, yes, a few months. It had to be beginning of this year. So beginning of this year to now, they're creating like full-on commercials from it. Now, also, we're missing the audio here. So that adds a lot of context that we probably need to, that we're just missing. All right. So, I think we can go over quick some other topics, but I just really wanted to hit on those big AI topics because I thought they were pretty interesting, especially with this Toys R Us one, looking at some, great examples
How
of
many?
AI being used.
I know they get closed down, but I know there's still a few locations, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's a
Hmm.
good question. How many Toys R Us are still around? I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
Toys R Us are still around because yes,
So I think they're just in like they're not their own store. I think they're now in like malls and like small like
gotcha.
Macy's and stuff.
In 2017, the brand's only two remaining locations in the U.S. closed early in 2021 before returning with for the Mega Mall and the Macy's partnership. Okay, so they're really only they're online, which is a
Hmm.
biggie. They have a big location in the American Dream Mega Mall, which is in New Jersey. I don't know if you've ever been there, Sam. I wanted to go for a
I
while.
have.
Yeah.
That's
So
where Mr. Beast revealed Feastables. I'm pretty
yes,
sure.
no, not Feastables.
Oh, no, the Beast
Mr.
Burger.
Beast
That's
Burger.
the one.
Yeah. And then they also have a partnership with Macy's to put their stuff in Macy's. So they are still
Gotcha.
around in that way. But and online, like I said earlier. So there you go. All right, yeah, the other topics aren't really too interesting. We can save these for tomorrow just because it's getting a little long. And what's our big announcement? We don't have a big announcement tomorrow.
I have a big announcement.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. And then yeah, we went to Splish Splash today. And I have what? You have a really long axolotl?
Yeah. The plush.
Oh, yeah, you bought a really long axolotl. Yeah, I remember that. What is Oh, last day of school tomorrow. All right. I was like, what's LDOS? I was like, is that an operating system that I didn't hear about?
Yes. How'd you know?
LDOS. All right. Yes, tomorrow is our last day of school. It's gonna be more sad than anything, cause it's like it's an
Yeah.
end of an era. Error? Yeah. I hope there's no more
Error.
errors.
It's
Era.
the end of an era. Yeah.
It's an end of an era. No errors. I mean, unless these past 3
The
years have
Eras
been an
Tour?
error.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm Taylor Swift. You didn't know? Ha ha ha. I'm so funny.
Ha. Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. That's our news for today. It's AI heavy. I'm sorry, Devin Soft. Let's see. Did he have any good counterpoints?
Probably.
Yeah. Well, he probably definitely had counterpoints. Also, my thing's called
That's true.
MP-DOS, not LDOS. We weren't talking about you.
We-
No, LDOS.
Dang.
Last day of school.
Wow, okay.
Not you. Stop thinking everything's about you.
Narcissistic.
I was joking because DOS, the operating system, so I was like LDOS. But all right. Last L day D of OS school. I don't know if I need to spell that out.
Thank you for spelling, Andrew.
Yeah, I didn't know
Good
if he
job.
realized, all right, thank you all for tuning in tomorrow. Big day tomorrow.
Big
Last day
day.
of school. I have a
Wow.
lot tomorrow going on, so yeah. All right, see y'all.
Bye.